You talked about Max Martin, and you guys have worked with Max Martin. And what I find to be amazing is like, there's just so many like random stories of songs that he's not even credited on, where it's like, oh yeah, Max had this idea to change this one thing, or to do a repeat on this one thing, or add this vocal chant. When you guys are working with someone, I thought this was interesting because you guys have worked with like Max Martin, you've worked with Tedder, Louis Bell, so many incredible producers. When you guys are working with them, is there like a sense of you when you're playing with guitar or singing, when you guys are doing takes, is there a sense of you that like wants to impress these people while also trying to be your own artist at the same time?
Great question.
Definitely. I think yeah, first working with some of these, I think not so much now. I think we're quite more confident now in who we are as musicians, and we know what we like. But when you're Max, we met, I think, one of the first meetings we had with David Massey. He was walking out of us meeting with him, and we're like, oh, oh my God. And kind of lost it. It was like, one day, imagine. And he's kind of been around, and we've worked with a bunch of his people. So when we finally got to work with him, yeah, I think there was definitely nervous energy because you're just like, you would love this guy's respect and your ideas to be liked. Until you kind of just, I guess, behind the wall, realize that they're just all people who are loving the creation of music,
Yeah.
and working with other people that love that thing as much as you do. If you are working with people that are just kind of like arrogant and like they think they know everything, that sucks. That's I think kind of sad that there's people like that, and there's a lot of artists and songwriters out there that they think they know best, and I think usually the best idea in the room is somebody else's, because you're just working together, and it's quite nice.
That's what was so cool to see, like when the band did come back together, 2018, 2019, when we started working on the Happiness Begins project, so I guess 2018, and seeing the collective, because I left, when the band broke up and I kind of like stepped outside of music for a long time, and I left where we were very insulated, working by ourselves, independently, doing all of that, as Nick said before, kind of focused on making and creation by ourselves. And I came back to a world where Joe had collected his best friends that he loves making music with, Nick with the same people, and this energy of all of these people that I truly had never met. And I walked into this building, and for the first time we did like a 3-day camp, right? Of just like of writing, and Jason Evigan in one room, Tedder in a different room. Can't even remember all the people that were here, but like it was just unbelievable. And to experience like walking into a room with all these people that I don't know, that just are so incredibly good in their crafts and so excited to just create. As Joe said, it was so fun and so like re-energizing.
All that.
Yeah, basically coming off of the solo stuff when we decided to come back together, and at first it was just gonna be for some shows, and then we started saying we should do some new music and really like treat this as a full comeback. And it took Joe a minute to warm up to the idea. He was having success with DNC. I was having success with my solo stuff, and everything was good on our own, but there was something missing, that connection together, and I was desperate to reignite the magic, and we made this documentary, kind of traveled different parts of the world, and reconnected first as family, and then got back to LA and started the process of writing some music for this. And at first, the healthiest way for us to go about it was for Joe to kind of do his thing with his people that he had been working with, and for me to do a few days. So I went in with Greg Kirsten and Mozilla, and we did a few days, and we wrote this song called I Believe, which is on Happiness Begins, and then Joe came over, we did Strangers, and it started to kind of just build, and then we all came together for this camp Kevin's talking about. And we got to a point where we had like, working with Tedder and Justin and Greg and all of his different kind of fun musical ideas, and Tedder's like, I got this song, you guys have to hear it. And we're like, cool, send it over. And he sends us the demo for Sucker. And we love it. We're like, this is awesome. It's so different. It's what a fresh sound. And we go in and we cut it. And I'll never forget. I was here in LA. I had a little dinner party with some friends to play them the new album. And this often happens, I think, with artists or creators. Like, you have the thing that you love. The experience may have been something that was really unique and how the song came together, or it's a personal experience you're able to put into a song, or it's just your personal preference. You like that song more than something else. And when you get to the point where you're trying to pick a single, and for us, the stakes were, again, very high. It's like the comeback single. You know, I'm sitting there being like, I think this one could be the single. And at the very end, after playing like 13 tracks, I'm like, oh, and Tedder just sent us this one, which I think is really cool. We're going to cut it this week. And I play Sucker. And my wife is like, what are you thinking? That is the single. And I was like, you think? She's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, cool. And I went and cut it. And she was certainly right. But I think we all had different experiences where someone was like, oh my God, that's it. But we were kind of like, couldn't, for whatever reason. But when I heard the final version, once the Dap Kings had gotten on it and
In Mammoth,
and
we were together in Mammoth,
yeah, and Tedder sent us the final version, I was like, oh my gosh, he did it. Like, it's just so, I'll never forget it. And we, have a very small sort of piece of the songwriting collaboration, because it was all those guys and they just crushed it, Louis Bell. And but what an important song in our our career, and it was a special moment.
It was the one that launched y'all back
Yeah.
into the spotlight to like another level. It was the first song to go #1 for y'all, which is crazy.
Yeah, charts weren't really our thing. I think we would have.
But you guys killed Radio Disney though, like the Radio
Radio
Disney.
We had
we
a
got
couple
all the awards.
#1 albums, but we never had a #1 song. So it was like, it was a really special thing coming back and having that be the way we were greeted. And then Happiness Begins, I think, is an album we're incredibly proud of, and that tour, that chapter in our journey